Now, is there action in this book? Yes, but it's more philosophical than anything else. My name is Dorian, this is SCM Comics. We continue our coverage of Avengers vs. X-Men with Round 7. Our story starts off 10 days after the Phoenix Five got their powers on Utopia, where there's a ship coming in and Magneto is there to greet it. Why? Because his old friend and enemy, Professor Xavier, is coming out of it. So they exchange pleasantries, and then Magneto says, "Welcome to Utopia." And it don't look nothing like it did before. So Professor Xavier is overwhelmed by the scale of the place, and Magneto's like, yes, they have done magnificent things. Just think, when we first met, they were children, but I can't look at them like that anymore. And Professor Xavier says, I still do. Magneto's like, that will be a mistake, because they are not. So Magneto's like, let me warn you, he's changed, and he's right through that door. So as Professor Xavier walks to the door, he sees Scott. So Scott doesn't use his voice. He just uses telepathy to talk to him, while Professor Xavier is talking to him like he's normal. Scott's like, hey, I know why you're here. I read your mind. And he was like, bet you did. People are afraid. Scott's like, everybody's scared of change. So Professor Xavier's like, you don't even need a visor, do you? He goes, no, it's more of a symbol now. A great man once taught me the value of having a singular vision, of seeing the world as it could be. Professor Xavier goes, this is not what I meant. Scott goes, I know. This is something better. You got Magic at the Horn of Africa with Storm, and you got Colossus at the Tamir Peninsula, hope I pronounced that right, which is in deep, deep Russia. Very cold there. And they're both working on world hunger and pretty much eliminated from ever being a thing again. You got Namor in the Aleutian Trench, and you have Emma, who is in the Gobi Desert, and they're both working on ways to bring boundless amounts of free energy. I want to stress, free energy. So Professor Xavier is like, look, I understand you guys are doing good, but anytime this much success is achieved, there's always a cost. And Scott's like, you think there's no cost? Like, how many mutants are around? Oh yeah, there was a cost. This is your dream, Charles. I have given it to you. So then we cut to 2 days later, where Iron Fist is talking to Captain America. Luke Cage inspired a woman are with Iron Fist. They're in Russia and they're fighting the Electric Legion. Iron Fist is explaining how the fight wasn't going well, and all of a sudden, Colossus shows up like a metal god. So Captain America is like, well, how'd the fight turn out? Does he have any weaknesses? And Iron Fist is like, I wish I could tell you, because all he did was sit down and speak with his leader. Captain America's like, what'd he say? Iron Fist is like, I don't know. I don't speak electric. All I know is once the conversation was over with, they agreed to become a new energy source for Europe. A great energy source for Europe. So Captain America goes to one of the Avengers meeting room where Wolverine, Iron Man, Black Panther, and Beast are having a discussion about the Phoenix Five. So Wolverine wants to take him out. Iron Man's in somewhat agreement. Black Panther is really not. He's like, why are we going to take him out? What have they done wrong? And Beast is also in agreement with Black Panther. Like, they've done nothing wrong. Captain America tells him what happened with the Electric Legion, and Beast is like, I had that idea years ago. Captain America's like, Beast, this is not the time. So Beast is kind of fed up, and he's like, we're sitting here trying to think of ways to depower or possibly kill people that I've pretty much known my whole life. And like me and T'Challa already said, for what? They've done nothing wrong. In fact, all they've done is help. So why are we having this conversation again? So Wolverine's like, look, you know how this turns out. You know how it always turns out with the Phoenix. And Beast is like, no, I don't. Because, again, all they've done is help. And besides, let's not get it twisted. These are people, too, that you're plotting to destroy. So Beast is like, I'm done. I'm leaving. And he just walks out. So now we cut back to Utopia. You got Hope. She's standing on a building rooftop. I don't know what you call it. It's futuristic, right? And Scott walks up to her and is like, Hope, you're not a prisoner here. You can leave whenever you want to. So Hope is like, I can't. It calls out to me. So the Scott's like, do you want it? And offers it to her. And she goes, I can hear it. And she's like, yes, I want it. So then Scott's like, oh, too bad, so sad. I guess you should have rejected it. So, besides, you're a child. You wouldn't know what to do with it. You don't have the life experiences to know how to properly wield the Phoenix Force. So Hope's like, I can hear it. It wants to burn brighter. It wants to be with me because you're not enough. And Scott's like, we haven't done enough yet, but we will. And on the next few pages, all we see is the Phoenix 5 take out all weapons of destruction, mass or otherwise. So now we cut to the White House where Tony, Steve, and T'Challa are meeting with the president. One of the president's secretaries like, a SHIELD black site in the Philippines has been occupied and converted into a school for a mutant named Karma. Gentlemen, that is a $300 million facility. So Tony's like, yeah, I know. But ever since the X-Men had declared themselves and T'Challa cuts them off, it's like, don't you do that. I was there. I heard what they said. They didn't declare themselves anything. They just gave the nations an ultimatum. And they pretty much say how they've ended world hunger and solved the energy crisis. And they could do more. The only cost is no more war. No more petty disputes. No more debates. No nothing. They got rid of all the weapons of mass destruction. So this should be an easy process. And the president is just like Captain America. He's scared of change. Then we go elsewhere and we see like old school Avengers. Like you look at the Hulk, you look at Captain America, Thor, the Wasp, Iron Man. I mean, that's like his first suit. Like these are old Avengers, but pretty much they're getting wiped out by the Phoenix Force. And this was seen by Wanda. So now we cut to a plane somewhere. Well, not somewhere. Close to Utopia, where the Avengers have decided to try to get Hope. Iron Man had designed some suits to help him out with the Phoenix Force. And Wolverine's like, it's probably not going to do much, which he's right. T'Challa's like, I'm not getting involved with this. And Black Widow's like, why? He's like, because I am a head of state. I can't be seen going up against the Phoenix Force. He's trying to look out for Wakanda just in case there's some blowback. But unfortunately, he might not want the smoke, but smoke is coming. So anyway, they jump out the plane. It's Captain America, Iron Man, Wolverine, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Spider-Woman, Thor, and Iron Fist. The intel must have been really good because they land right where Hope's at brushing somebody's hair. So Emma's just sitting there nonchalantly is like, they're here. The Avengers are here to grab Hope again. Do you want me to summon? And Scott's like, no need. We could deal with this ourselves, as he calmly gets up and transforms into a suit. So one of the young mutants tries to defend Hope and he gets punched in the stomach by Thor for his troubles. Thor grabs Hope. Captain America's like, all right, we need to get the hell out of here. Wolverine sniffs like, too late. Slim is here. And Scott's like, indeed I am, Logan. And your behavior is becoming embarrassing, as they just start whooping off in the Avengers' asses. So Scott's like, Emma, grab Hope. I'll deal with these two, talking about Iron Man and Thor. And he just blows the armor right off of Tony. And he's like, so Thor's like, stand aside, or I will bring the storm and tear open the skies. Scott's like, you threaten me with weather? So then Thor goes to hit Scott with Mjolnir, and Scott just stops it. And it's like, I am life and death. And you think I fear thunder and lightning? And he just blasts Thor right in his face. But Emma's like, Scott, there's something. Chaos. And then Wanda shows up. And she has Hope. So the Wanda's like, I'm taking the girl with me. Scott's like, look, we were just simply defending ourselves in our home. Wanda's like, that's fine, but she still come with me. Scott's like, absolutely not. And Hope's like, you just said that I wasn't a prisoner here and I could leave whenever I want to. And then Scott's like, yeah, but not with the Avengers, not under these circumstances. And Wanda's like, she's coming with me anyway. So Scott tries to grab her, and then he pulls back and he's like, I felt that. As Wanda takes the Avengers and Hope and disappears. So then Emma's like, Scott, what do we do? And Scott's like, you know what? I'm tired of this. He picks up Captain America's helmet and goes, no more Avengers.